went to high school together. Actually, we didn't know each other, though. We just knew of each other. And so I would see him in the hallway having fun with a bunch of girls.
I never did like them very well. They were okay, but they were from Kansas, you know. And folks from Kansas, you just sort of have to give them a lot of room. But we loved them anyway, didn't we?
They introduced us to ski, so you know.
Yeah, they
they're
did.
Good people.
They're good people in that way because they injured us when we first met them.
On their tears, amidst 10,000 voices for 10,000 years.
The other thing my parents always brought to me too was the importance of family. And so whether we were, you know, in Illinois or in Kansas, wherever family was, we always had a good time. And I believe also that that's partly because the Lord is infiltrated throughout all of my family members. And so we had a love for each other, and I really greatly appreciated that.
Please unfold their doors for the 10,000 standing on Nineveh's shores, where the blood of a husband.
I don't even know how to explain it, but they've had a tremendous impact on me, and I'm very grateful for the ways that they've influenced me, and I know that I wouldn't be anywhere near the person I am if they hadn't raised me the way they did. So I'm very, very grateful to them for that.
Chicken Annie's was the name of the place we ate, and then we went and played miniature golf afterwards.
So that was our first real
And
date.
that was our first real date. And the people acted like we'd been seeing each other for a long time. And that was our first date.
Little did they know.
So it's kind of a sign for me that maybe we kind of go together.
We dated about 10 months, just us. And the 2 months prior to that, there was a couple other guys she was dating.
Well, it was kind of a fun summer.
I went out to the house one night to pick her up and had to wait on her for a few minutes, and I was looking at the calendar on the wall, and it says Eddie, Wayne, Larry, and somebody I can never remember who, and then it was back around again, Eddie, Wayne, Larry, for 2 or 3 weeks there.
I worked you in.
Yeah, you worked me in. One of them dropped out real quick though. When I met him down the road, she lived in the country. And when I met him a half mile west of the house, as he was leaving after dropping her off, I was going to pick her up for a date.
It was a little close. He almost didn't get me home in time for the next day.
That guy got mad and dropped out.
He got mad at you.
Yeah, he got mad at me.
Our marriage is built on a firm foundation, Jesus Christ, and not on the sands of humanity. And we've grown, both of us, spiritually through the years too. You know, it's a continual process, and so.
I don't think anybody gets married knowing what they're really getting into. So you have to work through it, and that's what we've managed to do.
said you would do it, and you did it. Many couples think that marriage is something you try. And sometimes it doesn't work, they say. But with Christ's help, you made it work, promising for as long as you both shall live, forever. One prominent lady, Kay Coles James, wrote, "When I married, I didn't understand that forever really meant forever. After being married for several years, I realized there's this man in my bed, and I can't make him go away. I figured out there was no escape hatch, even though the world said so. After I realized marriage meant forever, my marriage flourished. Forever is not a ball and chain. It is a concept that enables us to truly enjoy the freedom of commitment."
I've learned God is faithful. We've had some really good times, but we've had some rough times too. And if you make sure you're into God's Word, He speaks to you and guides you and comforts you. And so you really need to know God's Word. And that's God's love letter to you. That's how He speaks to you. He also speaks to you through other Christians and wise people too, but that's what He gave His Word for.
I'm in the middle of your bed, where you're pushed to the side of it.
I asked Loreta to share some of their thoughts about today. And she wrote to me and said, "Hopefully our lives demonstrate how we have grown together, what we have learned, and how much more we are in love today. Hopefully also it is evident that our marriage was built on a solid rock, Jesus Christ, and not on the sands of humanism. In other words, we are renewing our vows to commemorate the bond we have created together with Christ."